It's Lorenzo from the MMA Millisecond. Sadibou, it's good to talk to you again, my man. You did some traveling after your championship fight. Aside from going back home to Sweden and Senegal, you mentioned earlier this week that you spent some time in Vietnam. It seems like a beautiful country to see. Can you tell us a little bit about the highlights and what made you want to visit that part of Asia?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you for being here with us. So I went to Sweden, I went to Senegal, I went to Vietnam, and then after Vietnam, I actually also went to Bali. But regarding Vietnam, this was, I believe, my 5th or 6th time. What brought me there from the beginning was one of my childhood friends lives there, right? So he's from Sweden originally, half Swedish, half Vietnamese, moved there as a big movie star. So I was out there a couple of years ago. I did 2 movies with him, hence the name, the Swedish Denzel. Vietnam is an amazing country, you know. I believe the culture is so nice. The people are so nice. Weather is amazing. I like the tropical heat a little bit. And food is amazing. So I just was there zoning off, enjoying myself, had an amazing time.
And last year's championship fight was your first time entering the 4th and 5th rounds in an MMA fight, if I'm correct. Now that you've had that experience, can you talk a little bit about how you're training for those extra rounds compared to the actual fight? I mean, you can train and condition all you want, but it's a different story once you're actually in that cage, right?
Yeah. So for the 2018 season, I fought basically 5 rounds because it was the quarterfinals was 2-rounder and the semifinals 3-rounder, right? So not the same, but like you say, this was the first time. So in preparation, like it is a little bit not, I wouldn't say so much different. It's just like you do a little bit more when you do, at least when I do the 5-rounders. It felt good. I felt like I was in amazing shape for that one. So I wasn't worried about like anything holding up. It's just like mentally going through the 2 extra rounds. You need to be ready for that.
Awesome. And last one for me here. Over the past few years, we've heard you talk about your journey of self-improvement being your biggest motivator throughout your fight career. When you talk about those personal aspirations, it seems that the belt and the money are really just byproducts of success and not necessarily the end goal for you. That said, what does the road to improvement look like for Sadibousy in 2023?
Yeah, that's 100% correct. For me, I didn't start this journey thinking that I was gonna move from Sweden to Las Vegas and like fighting as a prize fighter. That was not my intent. My goal was just to improve myself as a person, as a human being. So for me, achieving the goal of winning the title last season was like, it felt amazing. But for me, it was just one stop of the way. I've been saying this the whole time that I don't want to be looked as a striker with takedown defense. I want to be a complete MMA fighter, and I feel like I'm working my way towards that. I want to be known as the most improved fighter. I want to be known as the best fighter that's getting better. Those are the things that I actually take with me. So what I think is scary is I'm not even in my prime yet, and I truly believe that you haven't seen the best of me, and I'm still the champion of 2022.
It's always good talking to the Swedish Denzel. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Anik.
Sadibou, Anik Subramanian, Fightbook MMA. So nice to see you again after the championships. I know you brought your whole family to Senegal after winning the championship last year. What was your favorite part of that trip? And if you were to win the belt again this year, would you return?
Yeah, man. That, like, when I just thinking about that trip was amazing. So like, I'm a big family guy. I'm a big friends guy. Like, so for me, leaving Sweden and leaving my friends and family in Sweden was a big step for me. So to be able to travel the whole family there together was amazing and something that I've dreamt of for years and years. I would definitely go back. And to be honest, there was one moment because Senegal came maybe 2 to 3 weeks after the championship. So I was at a meeting with the prime minister, the sports minister, and he told me, he was like, from the president to the prime minister to myself and the whole country of Senegal, we are so proud of you. We stand behind you, and whatever you want, whatever you need, just let us know. And at that point, it all sunk in what just have happened, right? And it became real, and I almost started crying. Like, it was like in a conference where, like, and my wife looked at me and she was like, well, yeah, I saw that moment just it got to me. So I would say if there's one thing, that would be that moment.
Perfect way to answer that. Thank you so much, and good luck on Friday.
Appreciate it.
Patrick?
Hey man, this is Pedro McCoy from Combat Sports UK. How you doing today?
I feel amazing. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. You're on a 4-fight decision streak. Are you looking to break it with this fight, or are you just going to fight the smart fight and see what comes to you?
So the thing is, what I love with PFL is the format, right? You know exactly when you're going to fight. I'm always going to be a fighter looking for a finish. But the thing is, for me, what I'm proud of with the last season is right now, I know that I can do whatever it takes to get my hand raised, right? I needed to get back to that, because that's the way I was when I fought in kickboxing and Muay Thai. I stepped in there and I knew. I went in there 90 times, 85 times I got my hand raised, right? So in MMA, I didn't quite figure that out yet. So making sure that I get my hand raised was number one. Now, when I have that in my back, it's time to get the spectacular finishes again.
I would love to hear it, man. And last one for me, you're known as the Swedish Denzel Washington. So I want to ask you, what's your favorite Denzel movie?
Oh man, it's like you asking me what's the favorite Bob Marley song, Michael Jackson's. Like, it's so hard, man. But they say King Kong ain't got shit on me, so try to figure out that movie.
Love it, man. Good luck on Friday night.
Appreciate it.
Kyle?
Hi, Sadibou, Kyle from VMTV. It's proven to be a difficult thing to defend the championship after winning it. How difficult was it to kind of regain that focus after taking some time off from last year and getting ready to try and do it all again?
To be honest, it wasn't even hard. Like, for me, I wake up every day. First thing I do is I thank God for being here and for another day, and for all the blessings that I have in my life, like my friends, my family, of healthy. I'm able to, like I said, I moved here from Sweden. I'm fighting. I get paid well. I fight for an organization that cares for me and like improving, and like, so for me, I think about every moment as a blessing, and it's a privilege for me to be here. So I don't even think about like, it's hard, it's tough. No, come on, man. I do what I love.
How's life treated you as a millionaire? Have there been any big expenses?
No, the thing is, like I said, I'm trying to actually stay focused, and so what it's all, of course, it's amazing to be able to, like we said earlier, take my family to Senegal and be able to pay for that. Like, it made me so happy. But for me, the money is it's like I said, it's something that I don't think about. That it's a luxury that I'm able to go to the chiropractor 2 times a week if I want to, and I don't have to think about it, But I don't want to do anything that's gonna keep me away from my dreams, so to speak.
Everyone always says about how difficult it is to go all the way in this tournament. Now that you've done it, what was the thing that you learned about yourself that maybe you didn't know going into the tournament?
How much I really wanted it. Go back to the finals. It was a moment where my contact broke, and at that point, it was hard for me to even see and locate my opponent, right? And I've always envisioned moments like that where there's a way out, or if you want to fight for it. So for me, that particular moment told me about myself that I really wanted. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All the best for Friday.
Appreciate it.
Dylan.
Hey, Sadibou, Dylan Rush here. How would you describe your relationship with Coach Ray Sefo, how he's helped you throughout this camp, and how he's influenced you throughout your entire MMA career?
Man, speaking about Ray makes me emotional because that man is he's one of the guys that I look to as a teenager, seeing his fights, seeing him and trying to go to the gym afterwards, say yeah, he did this, so being able to have this amazing friendship with him and fighting for organization that's he's part of, and you could actually see his fingerprint on it because of how the way it's structured. So it's something that going back to what I've said many of times, it's hard to imagine that it would end up like that, but he's an amazing person. I'm so happy and thankful for having a guy like that in my life and for fighting for a guy like that.
And I remember bumping into you on the street in Las Vegas. You told me you were going out for your evening walk. What are some things you do, any hobbies you have outside of the gym to help you clear your mind and stay relaxed during a rigorous training camp?
To be honest, that's one of the things that I do. So if it's not a jog, it's yoga. It's hot yoga. I'm getting up there in age, so I need to do hot yoga to be able to maintain with these young kids that are trying to take what's mine, so to speak.
Thank you, man.
All right, Jay Christian, last question.
Swedish Denzel, Sadibou, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm amazing. High on life.
Understood, man. Jay Christian Gary, Focus Fights Audio. Just wanted to ask you a few questions. First of all, when it comes down to the fact that you are coming off of winning $1 million, what would you say to young fighters that are going to be inspired by watching you compete this season?
That's a very good question. For me, I go back to I started this journey with PFL 2018. I reached the semifinals. 2019, I reached the quarterfinals. 2021, I reached the semifinals. So for me, I wouldn't take no for an answer, and neither should you. If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Understood. You're going to be facing off against the Jordanian Lion, Jarrah Hussein Al-Salawi, coming up in the main event this Friday, which is going to air on ESPN Plus in the United States. When it comes down to this particular fight, are you overlooking the Jordanian Lion, or do you think that he's at the same level as you?
Well, I don't understand how you structure that question, because no, I do not believe he's on the same level, but neither do I overlook him.
Understood. I mean, to each their own. When it comes down to it, you can't judge a fighter by their record. You can't judge a book by their cover either. And
100%.
one last question when it comes down to your career compared to another person's career. Considering the fact that you and Bado Jack the Ripper are the only two fighters from Sweden that are currently holding titles right now in combat sports, would you say that there will potentially be more fighters from Sweden or from Scandinavia that could potentially be championship material down the line?
Yeah, first and foremost, shout out to Bado Jack. I know him. We're both from Stockholm, Sweden, so we know each other from before he even made a move out here to to Vegas. We actually competed on the same event one time. It was like a kickboxing hybrid competition. Yeah, so we're very proud of him in Sweden. And yeah, like, to be honest, the level in Sweden is so high. We have so much great talent. We have amazing fighters in different organizations. We have in the UFC, we have in ONE FC, we have in Bellator. Obviously, we have great boxers. Not only Badou Jack, we have Robin Safar that's out here in Vegas as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if even this year we start seeing more champions out of Sweden, more so than myself and Badou.
Understood. And I know your favorite movie is Training Day, but I think you're going to have to go into some Remember the Titans, be mobile, agile, and hostile this Friday. I hope you do well this season ahead, man.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time.